Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another great episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the Monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. Whenever she's not co hosting Ringside Society, she goes on crazy misadventures, such as looking for the fabled Cobra Kai dojo and running through the streets of Bourbon Street dressed as one of the rockers, and also shaking bar tables as if she's the ultimate warrior, Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. And in the last corner we have that ocean crossing, straight up busting, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Three continents down, three more to go. No cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we have a special event upon us, and it's none other than AEW Revolution. That's right. The great people at All Elite Wrestling, they're giving us one hell of a pay-per-view, man, or premium live event. I don't know if they call it pay-per-view or premium live event, but either way, it's a big one because we actually have Sting's last stand, his last hurrah, his curtain call, his last match. Man, Kathy, how do you feel about this, man?
Ooh, why we gotta start with that already? Well, I'm wearing Sting shirt. I got it off of
Oh,
AEW shop. It's Surfer Sting and Crow Sting.
wow,
Um, yeah,
that's cool. That's
man,
Hey, you saw Sting's sons, right? His sons when they made their appearance.
yeah.
Wouldn't it be crazy if one of them took on like their father's surfer gimmick and the other one took on their father's like dark gimmick and they were a tag team? Woohoo, boy. I mean, I doubt they would do that because one thing in wrestling is you don't want to be like your dad or your mom, whichever parent, you're actually whichever parent was wrestling, but that would be kind of cool if they ever did that. But I doubt it would happen. I mean, me, I for one wouldn't want to be like my dad. I'd want to be. I'm too creative to actually want to be. I mean, my dad is not a wrestler, obviously, but if my dad were, knowing the mindset I have, y'all know I'm always coming up with something. I'd be too creative to want to be like him. I'd be like, no, I gotta be, Remy Blue, not Mr. Blue. You know what I mean? People gotta know me for me. But that's a cool shirt, by the way. It's definitely cool. I got a pretty cool one too. Shout out to the Tate Twins, aka the Boys. This is actually one of their shirts that they had on sale before they got signed to AEW. This is like or Ring of Honor. This shirt came out like years. I'm talking like 6-7 years ago when I was in Japan, and I purchased this while I was in Japan, not from a store, but from Pro Wrestling Tees. So it just goes to show you fans, if I could be all the way in Japan and purchase this shirt, there's no excuse for y'all not being able to support your favorite wrestler if you're in the same country as them. So, but Kathy, how do you feel? Have you gotten to see the card? How do you feel about the card?
It's looking pretty good. There's not like a gabillion matches like they usually do, so that's good. There's what, one, two, three, four. There's seven of them, so
Yeah,
that's not bad. Compared to like when they had 14 matches, and we're
Tony's
like,
learning. Tony's
man, it's
learning.
gonna end. So
You know,
yeah,
ba-
he's learning, like you
baby
said.
steps.
Yep.
But Tony's learning, and I just gotta say, man, in regards to Tony Khan, man, y'all fans need to lighten up, man. The man is a new owner. He's a fairly new promoter. Like, yeah, AEW's been out for 4 years, but you're not gonna get everything. He's not gonna learn everything in 4 years. It takes time. Y'all think Vince McMahon didn't make mistakes? You know, he actually, I'm sure he made a lot, but eventually he learned. Tony's gonna learn. Trust me. I don't think Tony's gonna want to lose money, or he's gonna let AEW sink just like that. Unless he's looking to be another. I'm just gonna say her name, Dixie Carter. Unless he's gonna be like her, where he's just gonna, pretty much try to kill the golden goose with the gold that laid the golden egg. He's not gonna try to do that. See, I'll give the man some slack. The man asked Owen Hart, and I don't mean to um, deviate from what we're supposed to be talking about, but you know, the man asked Martha Hart, and Kathy, you can give your own opinion on this, but just hear me out. The man, when Sting propelled or repelled from the rafters. He did his 1990s shtick he did when he had the Crow character. Sting did that, right? There was a headline. I don't know if it's true or not, but it said that Tony Khan asked Martha Hart for permission if it was okay for him to have Sting do that. She gave the okay. Most y'all like, oh, he's a wiener. He's weird. Why would he ask her that? Do y'all not know how Owen Hart died? Do y'all not know Martha Hart's relationship to Tony Khan? They are running an event together in memory of her husband. Okay. And it may also be a business partnership. I don't know if there's money being passed. Okay. Tony is showing respect. It's called showing respect. Some of y'all that run a business, you would understand that. It's called showing respect and not wanting to to offend somebody and lose business or respect from them because of something that you just willfully wanted to do. Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, when they had stadium stamp, and just hear me out, y'all. We're gonna get to the card. When they had stamp, it was a stampede in the stadium or stadium stampede. When Chris Jericho and his team propelled from the roof of the stadium, a lot of y'all were like, "Oh, I can't believe they did that." After what happened to Owen Hart, how could AEW be so insensitive? I'm never watching them again. All this stuff, calling Tony Khan all these names out of the sun, but now he does it the right way. You guys still want to criticize him? Like, give the man some slack. Yes, so what? A lot of stuff is not going well with AEW. The storylines are not the best. You cannot deny that the matches are good. Although, say for Billy Gunn and that little famouser thing, like if that guy, that whoever popped up from that famouser finisher and they decided to do a whole backflip over that rope and not sell that match, that person deserves to get slapped. Like if this was the olden days, that person, I think it was Bear Bronson or Bear whatever the other one his name is, they would have got smacked. Like if it was the olden days, straight up, because that's something that messes up, the business. But everything is not gonna go good. So y'all cut the man some slack, man. The man is trying. Y'all wanted Owen Hart. Y'all wished Owen Hart could be remembered in the Hall of Fame. It's not gonna happen. At least he has a tournament in his memory, right? That's going on. That's all I gotta say. Kathy, what you got? What's
Yeah,
your
just I saw that story. Yeah, I was just when I saw Sting repel, I was like, man, I hope they have a good hook on him because they didn't with Owen in WWE, but that's two different organizations. So thank God Tony learned something from
right?
WWE not to go cheap on it. It gave me a good feeling though, like watching him repel. Like you'd see him in WCW do it all the time. So
Yeah,
I got excited. I kind of marked out for it. Yeah,
yeah.
I've
14.
been a big Sting fan. I guess we'll talk about it more when we get to that match. Got a lot
Yeah,
to say about it.
yeah. 14-year-old me just went crazy and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and for those of y'all that just heard me, I'm not an AEW fanboy. I'm not a WWE fanboy. I'm a wrestling fanboy. That's what I am. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not a AEW sympathizer or WWE sympathizer or whatever y'all call each other. I'm not into the whole tribalism nonsense. Trust me, if Triple H did the same thing too, I would have said the same thing about Triple H. Just cut these people some slack, man. Like real talk. It's making us wrestling fans, all of us, look bad and look toxic, and we really need to cut it out. If you're gonna honestly, I'm gonna say this right now, and like I said, you know, we posted this on Twitter the other day. If you're gonna feel a certain way about wrestling, right? Find another hobby. There's nothing wrong with finding another hobby. I'm a photographer outside of wrestling. I'm a traveler outside of wrestling. I do travel vlogs. If y'all check out at the Remy Blue, well, I got to put the stories up in my highlights. You'll see that I just did a whole set of stories in England on being in London. I'm about to do another one maybe in New Orleans where I'm eating beignets, and Kathy's probably hopefully gonna be there too. So, or just get into something else. Food. I'm also a foodie. I like checking out different restaurants. You know, just it's okay to find another hobby. Kathy likes going to concerts. She just went to Slipknot or Disturbed?
Disturbed.
Disturbed. You know, she already does disturbing stuff, but she likes going to concerts like by bands like Disturbed and so on. So find another hobby if you're gonna get upset with wrestling. I'm just gonna leave. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. You'll feel a lot better. You'll be like, Remy, you're right. You're definitely right about that. Trust me, it's great for your mental health. But anyways, let's get to the card. AEW Revolution. We actually have let me get it up real quick. Let me get this card up real quick. Um 7 matches. Um, I'm just looking forward to see how they play out. Um, let's see. Revolution 2024. Okay, so we have seven, yeah, seven big. Oh wait, it's nine matches. I guess two are going to be on a preview show, baby. But so we have 9 matches here. So we're gonna go through the card. Kathy, you already know how we gonna do this. But for those of you that are watching and listening, if you have your own opinion about what's gonna happen, who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, what may take place, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and we will definitely highlight it as well. So the first match we have is an all-star scramble match where the winner will receive a future title shot, a future AEW World Championship match, and the participants in that match are Le Champion Chris Jericho versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Magnus. Wait, am I the right Magnus?
Yeah,
Wow.
he had a match on Rampage tonight. He
Okay,
made
okay,
his
my bad.
Rampage debut.
I gotta stop working so much, man. I'm missing stuff. The only Magnus I knew was what's his face? The English manager. I'm drawing blanks now. The guy on SmackDown general manager.
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis. He used to wrestle as Magnus.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And also in this match is going to be Dante Martin. Kathy, who you got for this one?
I think they're supposed to have another one. Somebody else will make qualify on Collision, so there'll be one
Okay,
more person for that match. Um, I don't really know because it's hard to tell because they still waiting on somebody. Got one more person before Sunday. Um, see, whoever wins goes against well, Samoa Joe's the champion now, right? So um, man, I don't know.
okay.
Power Powerhouse Hobbs is good. He's a strong guy. I don't know if he'd make it. I'm a big fan of Brian Cage.
Mm,
Um, Lance Archer never really gets anything, so that'll be cool if he'd win. Uh, he doesn't have like a big push. They need to do something with him. And of
okay.
course, Chris Jericho's always, at the top of the ladder there. Man, I don't know.
Mm.
I guess I'll leave it blank. I don't really have a winner there.
Wow, for the first time in Ringside Society history, we have a blank match, and
Well,
it's not, and it's by Kathy, and it's
they're
it's not.
not
I thought it
finished.
would.
They're not finished with everybody. I think there's still there's a qualifying match because Brian Keith's in it for Collision. So they have like one more qualifier or maybe a couple of more. So it's hard to tell. Like so I'm gonna leave it blank. I don't know yet.
What? Okay, okay. Um. Wow, this is crazy, but I thought Revolution was actually tomorrow. I didn't know it was actually on
It's on
Tuesday. Wow,
Sunday.
Sunday. Wow, silly me.
Yep. It's on
That's what
Sunday.
that's what happens when you work too much at your day job. You forget things. And then I'm old too. I'm 40 years old. So please, people, cut me some slack. All right. So okay, well, I guess I'll leave that blank then. I mean, I'll probably leave it blank as well because we don't know who's gonna be and who's gonna be the last person. Did they say who the last people are gonna be that are gonna be qualifying or
It's Brian Keith and somebody else. They have a qualifying match.
what?
I forgot who it is.
Could you,
Honestly,
ma- could you imagine if Brian Keat wins that? Oh
I would
geez.
flip out. I'm so happy. Like he's in AEW.
I'm happy for anybody that gets signed. Once they put in the hard work. I know Brian Keith's been at this for like years,
Yep.
and I'm very happy. You know who I'm also surprised has not been signed, and I really wonder what's going on. Mysterious Q, a lot of great
So
talent.
he's injured right now. But yeah, I guess once he gets off the injured list, that would be another one. I love Q. I love BK. Good old Texas wrestling. It's always cool to see people, be successful.
Oh yeah, definitely. As- I mean, looking at Roxy and then Ren Sinclair over in WWE, it's like, wow, that's why we do what we do here. We interview people because you never know who's gonna become somebody in the near future. And one thing we never do is turn away somebody. Like I said, if you go in that ring and put on a show for us, we're gonna want to talk to you afterwards. So that's just how it is. So the
Yeah, I
next
don't know.
match,
I don't know if we could really name everybody that we've had on the show that has actually. Let's see, Red Velvet. I'm not gonna name
signed
everybody, but Red Velvet, Thunder Rosa. I mean, if we had to list everybody, Roxy,
Roxy,
Rin,
Ren Sinclair, Danny Limelight. Don't forget Danny Limelight. He's been
yeah,
he's been doing his thing too. He was in
Danny's
MLW.
Danny's in Reality of Wrestling right now,
hmm
doing a couple of matches in there.
AQA.
Yeah,
Although I think she took a hiatus or probably retired.
yeah,
AQA. We had who else? So many. Yeah, I can't. I'm drawing a blank with so many people that have gotten signed. Um,
then there's been they were used as extra talent, but Rachel Rose, Izzy James,
Dustin
uh
Wynn.
Mysterious Q was on AEW as security.
Yeah, we've
So
had these.
yeah, if we had to name everybody, it would take forever. But yeah, I always feel like a proud parent. It's like, look, and then there was somebody the other day you were texting us like all in a tizzy about it. You're like, look, they're on AEW.
Yeah, I tell y'all when I see like our guests on AW or WB, I'm gonna be frantic. I'm like, yo, but it's not like a bad frantic. It's like I'm just happy to see them, happy
Yeah,
they made it, and I'm cheering them on and I'm wishing them, all the best, from because like I said, man, like I'm not jealous, man. I'm always clapping for everybody else until it's my
yep,
turn. So you can't be jealous, and you can't if you're upset at somebody for their success, you might want to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror because
right.
that's just not right, man. So I'm always happy showing love to people. And yeah, um, that's just how it is.
It's just funny
So
because it really does happen. Remy's like in the group chat. He's like, "Hey, look, so and so's one." Like you say it on the podcast all the time, but like it really happens, y'all.
yeah, like
He's
actually,
like
we
blowing
just
up me and Rob's phones and be like, "Look, so and so's on AEW, so and so's on WWE." I do it too, though. I've done it in the group chat. I'm like, "Look, Dustin
yeah.
Wynn and Rachel Rose are on WWE."
Honestly, I didn't even know that Maddie Rankowski or Ren Sinclair got signed until you actually mentioned. I was like, what?
Yep,
She was like on the verge of signing. I'm like, what? Like who? And I'm
yep.
like, wow, okay. Um,
We get all excited. It's cool though. After all these years, we can still get excited about wrestling. Why not?
we even had not Top Flight. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank again. But I know Robbie Lit and Mondo Rocks. We had them. They were just on AEW, and we haven't had them on our show a few years back. Shout out to them. Congrats to them. We hope we can get you guys back on our show this time on video instead of block talk. And we could talk about that experience. But yeah, Robbie Lit and Mondo Rocks. If you're not following them, two great talents from Las Vegas, and they finally made um their AEW debut. Shout out to those guys. Keep up the great work. So the next match we have is a tag team match, and it's going to be FTR, the top team, which is Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. I keep forgetting who's who. Harwood's the bald one, right? Cash Wheeler's the one with hair, right?
Yes.
Okay. And they're going to be going up against the Black Cool Combat Club, the BCC. It's going to be the combination of John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. Kathy, we got for this one.
Man, that one's tough.
So I thought the
They're
same thing too.
yeah, they're both tough. They're both hard hitting. That last match they had together, they didn't quit beating each other up. They were still backstage beating each other up. Um, man, I guess I'll go with BCC.
Okay. Um, I'll probably have to go with so my whole analysis on this is on this thing is this. FTR has been the longer tenure tag team, but at the same time, you know, when you look at John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli, yeah, they're um two guys that are in the same stable. They've hardly teamed together with each other. However, anybody that's followed both of their careers knows that John Moxley has had tag team experience as a member of the Shield, where I think he held the tag team titles with Seth Rollins. And of course, Claudio Castagnoli was one half of the Kings of Wrestling with, um, why am I drawing blanks? Chris, oh boy, he had a spinning forearm. Why am I forgetting people? Geez.
Cause it's late.
He had. I'm gonna find him right now. Hold on. Chris Hero. That's his name. Chris Hero. I was thinking about. I was thinking about. I was gonna call him Cassius Ono, but Chris Hero. They were known as the Kings of Wrestling, and they were a pretty good tag team as well. I'm gonna have to go with FTR on this one though, because like I said, they have the longer. They've been together longer. I think it may have been like maybe 10 years now. They've been together, and they have held tag team gold wherever they've went. So I'm gonna have to go with them for this one, for this match right here.
Claudio did too when he was Cesaro. He was tag team champions with Tyson.
Oh right. How can I forget the bar?
Oh
The
yeah, he
bar,
was in the bar
the
too with
bar.
Sheamus.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot about yes, the him and Tyson when he would say fact, and he would
Yep,
say something. I think Tyson Kidd would say fact,
yep.
and he would say something, some random fact. Wow, I completely forgot about that tag team.
I have their figures. That's why I remembered. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I forgot about the bar. I was like, man, I was fans of the bar. How could I
Yeah, they
forget?
broke. Yeah, they broke the New Day's long year tag team streak.
Yeah.
I never forget that match. But yeah, I'm gonna go with FTR for that one. So the next match we have is a singles match for the AEW TNT Championship, and it's gonna be Christian Cage, the Instant Classic, Captain Charisma, the father figure. I think he's calling himself the father figure now, or the father. But
Yeah.
he's gonna be defending his championship, accompanied with Kill Switch, Martha Wayne, and the prodigy Nick Wayne, who is Mother Wayne, and her son, the prodigy Nick Wayne. They'll be accompanying Christian Cage, and he's going to be going up against Daniel Garcia. Who you got for this one?
Uh, I like Christian. I'm gonna go with Christian.
Okay,
I want him to keep the title and keep saying stuff that offends people and gets people mad. And apparently, when he made that promo against Daniel, people Googled the address and it was the actual cemetery. Like that's crazy.
oh wow,
Yeah, but yeah, I want Christian to retain and keep going on his asshole journey.
Christian Cage, man, yeah. I'm gonna go with Christian Cage. Christian Cage has the experience. He's witty. Don't get me wrong, though. Daniel Garcia is gonna tie. Don't. I mean, I wouldn't. That dancing may throw Christian off, but everybody knows that Daniel Garcia has a technical prowess, and he's definitely gonna, put Christian in some holes. But I think ultimately Christian's gonna be able to, capture the win, um, one way or another. But yeah. I'm gonna go with Christian for this one. The next match we have is AEW's newest signee, Will Ospreay, going up against a man who's been racking up a lot of impressive wins. He's beaten Chris Jericho. He's beaten Kenny Omega. I'm still waiting for him to fight Kota Ibushi. But none other than Konosuke Takeshita. Who you got for this one, Kathy?
So unless if Don Callis is there ringside and interferes, that's the only way I see Takeshita winning. I'm gonna go with Osprey because that's his first match. He made his debut, I think this week on Dynamite, his official debut. He didn't wrestle or anything, so this is like I guess technically his first match. So I
Okay.
don't see him losing his first match. So I'm gonna go with Osprey.
Oh, okay. Wow. Um. um. Osprey is hella great, but Takesha's been impressive. I'm gonna go with Osprey on this one. But who else is in the Don Callis family besides Hobbs and
There's a
Konosuke?
bunch of them. He's got a whole family.
But
Like
he actually.
somebody could run in and
But
interfere
here's
if
the
it's
thing.
not Don himself.
But here's the thing. There's a member there, part of Australian Open, Aussie Open, who actually is he's a member of the Don Cal, or I guess an associate of them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, like how the face off between them is going to go. It's actually Kyle Fletcher who is the member, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a conflict of interest because here you have Will Osprey, who's his friend, his former stablemate, but now you have Konosuke Takeshita, who's his stablemate. So where's his loyalty going to lie? That's if he gets involved. It might just be a straight match, but if he gets involved, what's going to happen? So, but I'm gonna go with Osprey for that one. Osprey's gonna win that. So the next match that we have is a sorry. Um, the next match that we have is a singles match for the Continental Crown Championship. I never got the reasoning for this championship. You know, what I mean, like I don't know what Tony's doing. You know, but and like I said, it's no slight to him, but I really would like to know what's the meaning of all these titles. But we got the Continental Crown Championship, which is held by Eddie Kingston, and he'll be defending against Brian Danielson. Now, the stipulation to this match is that if Danielson loses, he has to shake Kingston's hand. And Danielson's been talking a lot of smack about Eddie Kingston lately. But if you ask me, I think Eddie Kingston has definitely stepped his game up. I don't know what the hate is against him. I mean, he's a pretty decent wrestler, and I always say, if you're cool with Kevin Owens, this is just my opinion. If you're cool with Kevin Owens, being in the main event and doing what he does, then you should be cool with Eddie Kingston because they're pretty much like the same person when you really look at it. Just that Eddie's from New York, and Kevin's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So, Kathy, who you got for this one?
So that's another tough one. I think they did a match on Dynamite. They had we had a little preview of it. It was Eddie versus Brian, and I think Brian won. So I don't know. The thing with that is, I still want Eddie to be champion, but Daniel Bryan, I guess his year's coming up. He wants to do this one more year and then go be with his family. But I would think, I don't think he should win that championship. I think he should win the AEW championship. So later down the road, maybe this year, he'll win that one. So because of that, I think I will go with Eddie. I hope Eddie retains.
Okay.
But then again,
I'll,
he has three belts. So he has 3 titles right now. I'll stick with Eddie.
Honestly, I hope Eddie wins too. I mean, I hope, last year was Eddie's year, and I'm looking forward to seeing him do the same thing again this year. Like I said, I'm very happy for him. I've never met the man in person. I've never spoken to the man. I've never even seen the man passing by. But I'm happy for him because I've known of him for, the last 10, 11 years, and he has definitely improved. He's went from independent wrestler that's, all this to now, in my opinion, a top level competitor who is showing his prowess in the ring and, you know, standing even more on business. So um I'm very glad to see. To me, he's greatly improved, and I'm definitely gonna go with Eddie on this. I think Eddie's gonna retain. He's gonna make Danielson put some respect on his name with a handshake.
Yeah, that would
So,
be neat. Make him humble. Yeah, I didn't formally meet Eddie, but when I went to AEW at the end of January, he was in the car and he waved at me. I was like, "Hi, Eddie." He's like, "Hey." So that was
okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Kathy, if you're going to be the controversial member of Ringside Society, you got to put some Iron Sheik in that, make him humble. You say he'll break Brian Danielson back and make him humble. You're supposed to say it like that, like, oh, make him humble. Like, come on, man. Let me
Yeah,
stop.
I miss the Iron Cheek. I miss his tweets.
Man, who would have thought Iron Sheik would have actually been more over than Hogan? I never thought I would even imagine if they had a match now, like if they could have still gone. People would have been chanting instead of USA. They would have been like, "Make him humble." Could you imagine that? Like, I would have been one chanting that, like in the crowd, like, "Oh, Sheik, make him humble." They probably would have kicked me out too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't chant that here.
Well, it's what he used to tweet, which we usually don't curse on here, but I'm quoting Iron Sheik. He'd say like "fuck the Hogan" on his
Yeah,
tweet. So man, I miss the Iron Sheik. I would follow him on Twitter just for his tweets. I was like, his tweets were
that
crazy.
man was like,
They
Hogan
were
big
funny too.
Hogan
Yeah.
big jabroni.
He hated Hogan. Rightfully so, I guess. I mean, yep.
R.I.P. Man, we miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Hogan's a different story. But in all honesty, man, that's business. I keep telling people, Hulkamania, and I'm probably gonna die on this hill. Hulkamania was a double-edged sword. It was great for business. It was a cash cow. It made wrestling what it is today. It put wrestling to the forefront. Also, courtesy of Vince McMahon, although he's in some controversial stuff right now. But Hulkamania, great for business, huge cash cow, brought in millions for the company. But at the same time, it held a lot of great wrestlers that should have been in that top spot back. You had
Yep.
Tito Santana. You had, Jake the Snake Roberts. You had Mr. Perfect.
Yep.
You had Ravishing Rick Rude. You can't look at me and tell me Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase wouldn't have made a
Yep.
great world champion. You can't
That's another
constantly
one.
really look at me and tell me that a Big John Studd wouldn't have made a great champion. you know, but it was what was best for business, and that's what happened. It is what it is. The wrestling business. I mean, there's some people that, in my opinion, if you ask me, I think Tito Santana should have been mentioned in the same vein as Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero when it comes to best best Mexican born wrestlers, you know, to be WWE champion. But it
Yep.
didn't happen, so it is what it is. But that's just my take on Hulkamania. Sorry for you Hulkamania fans, but hey, it's my
That was
opinion. It's what
that
I'm
was a big
entitled to.
one. But yeah, it got to the point where the Intercontinental Championship was the title to win because Hulk Hogan had his chokehold on it, kind of like Roman Reigns right now. So
Yeah, but the only difference is one had creative freedom, the other one didn't.
yep,
So it is what it is.
Roman might
So
even pass Hulk Hogan's reign by days. So
I
we'll
don't know
see.
how I feel about that, but we'll see. They're gonna do what they want to do. So The
Well, thanks
next,
for
so
staying up late. There you go.
I was about to say to Anthony, Anthony's
Thank
Mayhem.
you.
Thank you for staying up late. We really and truly appreciate it. Feel free to give your opinions on who you think may or may not win. We really and truly appreciate it as well. I think it's about time we start doing a giveaway too for y'all. We've been so happy with y'all as fans. We really and truly appreciate it. So we're working on a little giveaway. Trust me. We haven't done one in a year or two, but we're gonna make it happen. So the next match that we have is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. I know Kathy, you're gonna be watching this one very closely because you love women's wrestling, and you're I guess you're not a fan of Timeless Tony Storm, but you enjoy watching her and her antics, and they're
Yeah,
very
I'm a
entertaining.
fan. I'm a fan of hers. I have her mini brawler.
Oh,
I love
okay,
Tony Storm. I have
okay.
two figures actually. I have her WWE figure too.
All right, but if your screen ever goes black and white, do not expect me to be your butler. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm not gonna fetch your groceries and everything. But um, we have Timeless Tony Storm, the defending champion, who will be accompanied with Mariah May and Luther, her trusty servant, going up against Diana Perrazzo. Who you got for this one?
I'm looking forward to this one. Tony. I want Tony to retain. She still has a lot to go. Like I love her timeless character. She's hilarious. She cracks me up. So, but I like the backstory that they have, how they were roommates and they got matching tattoos and all of that. And there's actually stories, a storyline to their feud. So that's awesome to see. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony. I want her to retain and I want her to keep being crazy because I love it.
And y'all wrestling fans got the nerve to say AEW doesn't have good story. So if you ask me, Tony Storm has this her career. Tony Storm's career has gotten a breath of fresh air because if you look at her run in WWE, it was okay, but it was like okay, it's like she's just there. Don't get me wrong, she has the look and everything, but she's just there. She goes over to AEW. She still has the same look, but then eventually she changes it up, and now she has this whole new character, which has breathed new life into her career. So I'm very happy for her. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Tony Storm. Tony Storm's gonna take the win. She's gonna she's gonna get scared to death with that arm bar though. She's gonna have a couple of close brushes with it, but I have a feeling she's gonna end up, taking the win from Diana Perrazzo. You know, and I really hope she does take because I mean Diana just joined. I mean, it would seem kind of crazy if she just joined and she just takes the title. There's not really much of a build there. Not I mean not that there's not a build, but like if she takes from Tony Storm, okay, what next? So I'm hoping Tony Storm retains this time too.
It's gonna be a hell of a match, though. It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, of course. Both these women always deliver. So the next match we have is a three-way match for the AEW World Championship. It's going to be Samoa Joe, the defending champion, versus Cowboy Shit, Hangman Page, Adam Page, versus one of the creepiest, scariest brothers I've ever seen in wrestling. I still can't believe he went into a white person's house in Virginia and didn't get shot. How he did that, I don't know. But we got Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana as the other competitor of this show. Swerve, I don't know if you see this. No offense, I don't know how you did that in Virginia, but brother, I commend you. You still living. Couldn't be me. But who you got for this one, Kathy?
Think Swerve and Hangman might cancel each other out, and that's kind of their own thing. I don't know why they have like a three-way dance. Well, I know why, but I want Joe to retain. I want him to still be champion and see where he goes after this match.
Okay. Yeah, I think Joe's gonna retain, and he's probably gonna. I got a feeling he's gonna choke out Adam Page. I got a gut feeling. Although, I wouldn't mind seeing Swerve win because I think Swerve is ready. He has, the great demeanor, the great character, and he has he has all he even has a manager that's annoying as hell. One of the and as a matter of fact, Chris Nana, I consider him one of the best managers in professional wrestling today. And you, Kathy, you and I both know managing is becoming a lost art in the mainstream of wrestling. And the indies, they have managers, but in like WWE and AEW, well, yeah, I guess you could say it's it's becoming a lost art, in mainstream wrestling. But he is definitely one of them who is still keeping it alive and keeping it well. And I wouldn't mind seeing Swerve win, but I think Samoa Joe, he's going to retain again. I think he's going to choke out Adam Page. But Adam Page is going to just pass out. Um, the next match that we have is a singles match for the AEW International Championship. It's going to be the defending champion Orange Cassidy versus Roderick. Check out my new mustache, Strong, with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett at his side. Roderick, what's with the mustache, bro? Like, really, like, take it off. Take it off. Look young again. Come on, man. You're my age, bro. Come on. Don't be you get a mustache. What's a mustache? Get a beard. Something. Catherine, who you got for this match, man?
Going off on a tangent on beards. Yeah, we just did Adam Page's match. He's got that like his mustache is showing. They say he looks like Magnum TA now, like
Well, he's a
Magnum TA's son.
he's a cowboy. Like,
Yeah.
he's supposed to have a mustache. But dude, like Roderick, you're supposed to be this kind of preppy guy. You sound like this. Hey, I'm gonna challenge you for. I got like no, bro. Shave it. Either shave it off or grow the full thing, bro. Like, come on, Ash.
Roddy is irking Remy.
He looks like that overachieving salty gym teacher. Like, you do a you do 100 jumping jacks right now. When I was your age, I didn't do that. No,
Be like, hashtag grow the beard, Roddy.
I would do that. I would do that. I'll piss him off. I mean, luckily, he won't be able to find me because what I mean. I go through where I live. So hey. Oh, wait. You know what? Let me stop because actually I met Marina, his wife, and I told her about yeah. Roddy, my bad. Go keep the mustache, bro. Keep it. No, no, no. Really, I saw Marina. I remember one time I told y'all this. I saw Marina. Like, Marina, I just got something to say, man. You and Shayna are the real. And she got up and she's like, Marina, please don't kick my. I know she's an MMA fighter, so I'm not trying to get my ass beat because I can't fight. She's like, oh no, I'm just stretching. I'm like, Marina, I don't want no smoke. You guys are the original four horsemen. You are the real four horsewomen. Not the others because they're just four great friends. But y'all, the way y'all move, y'all are the real four horsewomen. It's like, oh, thank you. And I made a beeline right out of it because I did not want to know what she had planned next. So Roddy, my bad. Keep the mustache, bro. No, no, really, you're good. You're good. Don't. Yeah.
And you say I cause trouble, huh?
No, no. I apologize. You challenge people. You make people challenge you. You don't even say, "Oh no, no, it's okay." Nah, nah.
I don't
Yeah,
make people. Well, I guess it just happens. I don't like force them to challenge me. It just happens like that.
yeah, but you don't even say, "Oh no, 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 it's okay, it's okay." You just like, "Okay, well, I'll see you the next event." I'm like, "Geez, Kathy, like, yeah,
Yep.
we don't we don't have health insurance here at Ringside Society, man. I do, I mean, all we have is Band-Aids and Vicks Vapor Rub. That's it. It's
Hey, sometimes
not
that's all
enough.
you need.
Yeah.
All right, we're going
Um.
off a tangent here. All right, Orange and Roddy, Roderick Strong. In Roderick Strong's voice, I'm gonna go with Orange. He's gonna retain. He has to. I gotta do the thumb too, the orange thumb. There you go.
Wait, Orange. The best friends aren't a thing anymore. I thought the best friends would have been hanging with their boy, man. Like it's. Oh well.
Oh, the
I'm a,
other thing, if Roddy would win, Roderick Strong would win if the Undisputed Kingdom is ringside and they interfere, but I want Orange to retain. There's a lot of retaining. Like I didn't switch it up and change. Well, I might switch it up later. I don't know. There's still another match we have to get to.
I'm gonna go Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's gonna win this. I think it's gonna be a tough fight though. Somebody's gonna bleed. I think. Roddy's gonna catch Orange with that high knee that he does, which is really sweet. One of the best high knees I've seen. He's gonna catch him and he's gonna bust him open. But I think Orange Cassidy's gonna end up winning that as well. I'm still surprised like about the best friends. Like I'm surprised they're not like, I think they're gonna break up real soon. I think Trent's gonna be the cause. That's just my thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go Orange Cassidy to retain. You know what's funny about Orange Cassidy? Who would have thought that when you looked at him 6 years ago at that independent event, when you saw this guy, skinny guy, blonde, with glasses, looks like somebody, looks cool as hell. I mean, if I was into smoking weed, I'd probably, puff pass with him. Grab a joint or two and just shoot the breeze. You know, but you see this guy just goes into the ring. He's sloth like. He's kicking you softly in one shin, then it kicks you with the other foot in the other shin. And then it's like he puts his hands in his pockets, and you're like, "What the hell is that?" But then all of a sudden, like you try hitting him, he rolls, and then he still has his hands in his pocket. He does a kip up. And it's like you don't think he's gonna be over, but eventually he's over. It's like, yo, it's Orange Cassidy. We like this guy. He's cool. You know, I gotta commend him for that. Like he stuck to his guns, and he was a bit he was a bit unorthodox, but now he's pretty over with the crowd. Like the crowd is definitely behind him. He's is he one of the pillars? He's one of the pillars, right?
He's an original for sure.
Who's
He's
the pillar? It's
been there a long
MJF,
time. Uh,
Darby Allin,
yeah, Sammy,
Sammy Guevara. Who was the other one?
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy, who I storyline kayfabe is no longer with AEW.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting. I think Orange should be one of them too.
yeah, he should be. He's like one of the backbones of AEW. That's for sure. Like
Yeah,
I didn't know who he was till he showed up in AEW. Like I didn't know him on the Indies, but I became a fan of him like real quick.
yeah. Some of these guys I didn't even know. Like Jungle Boy, I wasn't familiar with him. Ricky Starks, I was familiar with. Sammy Guevara was familiar with. MJF, I was familiar with from MLW. Um, I wasn't familiar with Darby Allin either. Like he just came out of nowhere.
I
But
knew who Darby Allen was from the Indies, and
okay,
then he was with Gigi, which that used to be Priscilla Kelly in the
mm,
Indies. They were husband and wife for a while, so I knew who he was.
jeez, man, that's one couple. That's one couple I would not want to run into, man. Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
they're not together anymore.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
I think he got married, and Priscilla, well, Gigi, she's
Gigi's
engaged
with
to.
Zach from the Rascals.
Oh,
And
right.
then Darby, I don't know who Darby's with, if he's with
Darby's just
anybody.
somebody. I think it's just somebody. I can't remember, but yeah. Um. So speaking of Darby, that's the next match we have. It's the last match. We have a tornado tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and this will be Sting's retirement match. And it's going to be the guy we just spoke about, Darby Allin and Sting, who are the defending champions, going up, and they'll be accompanied with the Nature Boy Ric Flair going up against the Young Bucks, which is Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson, as they're now called. No more Matt and Nick. Who you got for this one, Kathy?
This one's tough. So it's like, what do you do? It's Sting's last match, which I'll show my shirt again. There you go. Got both of them on there. Um, do you want Sting to leave as tag team champion? Do you want him to leave, and then they do like a ceremony or something on Dynamite? But they did say that was Sting's last Dynamite on Wednesday, so I don't know if he's gonna show up again, on another show. Uh, do you want him to leave as champion, or do you give it to the Young Bucks? I don't know. It's tough. I'm still trying to decide which one. I want Sting and Darby to go out. Sting goes out on top, but it's which way are they gonna go with his retirement? I'm gonna say Sting and Darby for a feel good moment, but you never know with the Young Bucks. Like they made Darby bleed, and they have new attitude, the EVPs, and they could take it. If they don't want Sting to retire on top, they'll give it to the Young Bucks. But
You know, when
I guess I'll stick with Sting and Darby. Why not?
I see the Young Bucks and how they are now, you know what it reminds me of? You remember third like several years ago, the Rock and Roll Express when they broke up. Ricky Morton joined this group called the York Foundation, and everybody started using is like for example, if you were Kathy, you'd go by Catherine, your full name, Catherine Knight.
Yeah,
Rob Bass would go by Robert Bass. You know, that's what they started doing. You know, Ricky Morton was Richard Morton,
yeah,
Tommy Rich or Wildfire Tommy Rich was Thomas Rich, and Terry Taylor was Terrence Taylor.
yeah.
And you know, that's what I see when I see the Young Bucks of now. I see a couple of guys who went from the wild, in your face, smash mouth tag team to now a bit more reserved. They're a bit proper. They're using their full name. No more Matt and Nick. It's Matthew and Nicholas now. And that's what I see with them, and it's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. It's a bit of a throwback to the York Foundation. For those of y'all that don't know, for those of you younger wrestling fans that don't know who the York Foundation are, check them out. They're a pretty interesting team. In my opinion, they were like before their time, but yeah, that's what I see when I see the Young Bucks. It's of now. That's what I see when I see them, and I dig it. I like it. It's pretty cool, and it's something fresh. And they're a couple of guys. They always knock me out with the way how they take things that fans say and use it to their own thing. Like if a fan says, "Oh, the Young Bucks are show offs," they're gonna take that and just start showing off. If if fans say, "Oh, the Young Bucks are a couple of rockers wannabes," probably gonna start wearing more frills or running to the ring just to play with the fans' minds, and so on. So I like how their attitude is, and whether you love them or hate them, this that's a pretty genius way to go about things, to go about freshening up your gimmicks. So who I think is going to win this match? Man, this is a hard one. It's a hard one, but um, you know, if the Young Bucks, you see what a retirement match is, you have the person lose and they give a speech, and the opponent that beats them normally, they hug them, they shake their hands and tell them thank you. But this being a new Young Bucks gimmick, a new attitude for them, I don't see it happening.
Unless
And
they attack him, they say thank you, and then they beat him up like they've been trying to do.
right, right. Although I really wish this last match would have been Sting versus Darby Allin, because it would have been a passing of the torch of sorts.
Yeah.
But I think Sting and Darby Allin are going to retain. I think they're going to retain.
Okay.
You got Ric Flair at ringside, dirtiest player in the game. I don't think he's going to. I mean, he's 73 years old, 74 years old, but I don't think he's going. He's going to just sit by and just watch a match. He's going to do
He's
some
gonna
underhanded
interfere.
thing.
Yeah, do something. Probably
You
a low
know,
blow like he usually does.
it's time.
Yeah,
Like
but
time.
you were talking about the Young Bucks earlier. Like, I'm surprised they didn't change their name. Like with their names, they went to Matthew and Nicholas. Like they'd be like the old men or something. I don't know what they changed it to.
Uh,
With the reverse of the Young Bucks.
I would have just said the executive Bucks. That's all, because if you're going
Yeah.
to be execs. But
So there's
it's
actually
time.
one more match. They have a 0 hour match. Tony Khan made it. So it's
Okay.
Chris Statlander and Willow versus Julia and Sky Blue.
Uh, Julia and Sky Blue gonna win that. I'm
I think
sorry.
Chris and Willow will win. So we're going apart on that one too.
Yeah, but you have to remember. I mean, I respect your opinion, but the thing is, like, you have to remember too that you know Sky and Willow have a history, and the one thing that connects them is that mist, the mist that blew into Sky and Willow's faces. So that may take a turn. That may affect Willow during that match. You never know. Um, well, man, I just gotta say, it's crazy how they've changed up. I remember Julia Hart being a little cheerleader, going coming out with the blondes and whatnot, and they got
Yep.
Sky Blue with her little punk skater gear,
Yep.
and just going out there, and now they're all dark and upset and pissed off and whatnot, and it's just wild, man.
They
You
turned
know,
emo.
yeah,
That that mist makes you emo.
they turned emo, man, and then
Yeah, if
I
they blew
guess
it in Willow's face and she's still bubbly, so like maybe she does turn. I don't know.
it's it's so you see the thing with Willow is that Willow's half Guyanese, like she's Guyanese like me. Her mother's Guyanese, I think. So we're always happy. So even if you go and blow smoke, yeah, all right, man, yeah, blow the smoke. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna be drinking and partying and whatnot. Smoke don't really affect us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. I think it's the Guyanese part of Willow that powered through. That's why the smoke doesn't affect her. So that's that. That's just my theory on that. But I guess Brian Pillman Jr. got some secondhand smoke because he went to WWE and became Lexus King. I don't know. Griff Garrison, I don't know if he got any, but hopefully he got someone that is helping his career because nobody's seen him since Julia turned bad and Brian Pillman left. So I think he's doing something with Cole Carter. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully things turn around for him. So yeah, wow, I didn't know about that 0 hour match. So do you have any further predictions with any general predictions for the for the card or anything that may happen? Any alliances that
Uh,
returns?
Not really. I guess I kind of went with everybody retaining. Nobody switches. According to my predictions, nobody switches titles, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
I guess if anything, if they would switch titles, it'd probably be the Young Bucks. Like I said,
Mm.
if they don't want Sting to be, I mean, I guess he's gonna end up on a good note anyway. He's retiring,
Yeah.
but they'd have to like Darby and Sting would have to give him up, or like Darby would have to find another partner if they retain the titles.
So I think what's gonna happen with Sting and Darby, his sons. I'm gonna be brave and say his sons are gonna get involved somehow. They're gonna get involved with that match because remember they were attacked before, so they're
Yeah,
gonna get
that's true.
involved with that. And Sting's sons look huge, so
Yeah.
they look like they could wrestle. Maybe they've been training, but I think they'll get involved with that. In regards to what was the other match? Christian Cage. I think Edge is going to get involved in that somehow too. Edge is not done with Christian yet. Um, it's going to be a brawl. That's pretty much all that I have. Um, I don't have anything else. Either way, it's going to be a great card. I look forward to seeing it. I'll most likely be at work, but I'll be peeping in on it every now and then. But yeah. So that's our card for AEW Revolution. With that being said, if y'all have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Feel free to leave your comments. We really and truly appreciate it. We may have some polls up for these matches tomorrow. We'll try our best to get them up there. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut the show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. And my stomach is kind of rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. But before I partake in those activities, Kathy Knight, the money penny to my James Bond, and the Tennille to my captain. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, all things Becky Lynch, Paige, and good eating in Louisiana?
So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, all at BLUE70517.
Hold on, I forgot one more thing. I forgot, and I thank you. I know this is normally the part where I say, "Oh, I'm not cool and whatnot," and you're gonna get. I'm gonna give you my links. But before we actually go, these past 2 months we lost four great wrestlers. We lost, the shot caller. Oh, Chris Strickland, you gave us the match. Okay, Cool. That's awesome. I got a feeling he's gonna win it too. I got a feeling he's gonna pull through. So this past week, these past 2 months, we lost four great wrestlers. The first one we lost was an independent wrestler by the name of Francisco Siatsu, who was respected by many in the independent wrestling world. Yeah, he was known as the shot caller. Very great guy, and unfortunately, we lost him. Then after we lost Ice Train, who, if you watched WCW in the mid '90s, mid to late '90s, you knew Ice Train. He brought the power to the ring. He brought the energy, and we lost him too as well. And then this week, man, double whammy. We lost two other notable wrestlers, memorable wrestlers. We lost Ole Anderson, who was not only one half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew his um with his brother Gene Anderson, but he was also a founding member of the Four Horsemen, as well. Throw your fours up. He was a founding member of the Four Horsemen, which many have said are without the Four Horsemen, there would be no DX, there would be no NWO. So we lost him, and then this same week we lost Virgil, who had a rags to riches story because he started out in WWE as Ted DiBiase's bodyguard, and he went on to become a wrestler and a pretty good wrestler. He was very fast in the ring. I enjoyed watching him. He would also eventually end up beating Ted DiBiase for that $1 million championship with some training from Roddy Piper. I'd never forget that match as well. And we lost him, this week as well. So, with that being said, what we're gonna do, like we always do, we're gonna pay our respects. And how we're gonna pay our respects will be with a 10 bell salute. So with that being said, here we go. 1 second. Thank you for the matches and memories, guys. We miss y'all. So with that being said, if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a lot of cool places every now and then. I might be in New Orleans real soon, but I'll tell you one thing: I will definitely be in Philly for WrestleMania week. You can definitely find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook as Remy Blue as well. You can also find our podcast on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify and not StreamYard. We're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies, long sleeve shirts, even coffee mugs and pillows. As a matter of fact, St. Patrick's Day is this month. We have the St. Patrick's Day uh, um, the St. Patrick's Day themed T-shirts. They're really cool. They have a really cool saying at the back that says, you're a fan that loves a good pint and loves to watch a good fight. Definitely cop it. It's definitely worth having. And we have also several other great designs as well. More to come as well too. Definitely more in the works. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where you can see great episodes like this one, like the episode we had with Eliana from Mission Pro Wrestling, and before her we had London Dior and Jada Stone, many other great men and women in the world of professional wrestling. You can find those interviews on our YouTube channel, and to see them, it's really simple. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really good looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's where you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, We just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. We're one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop being that. And to those y'all that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Gordo Corral and Kathy at Cafe Dumont for the buy one get one free special, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we're very well and aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast, but we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. With that, hey, yo, Kathy Knight, with that being said, you know, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for AEW Revolution.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. We'll be back next week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have four favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.
Let the good times roll, Louisiana. Bye.